Hi guys, Alex here in a park in Tbilisi, Georgia. Here with you for a coaching call-esque video regarding the question that comes up, I think, more than most amongst you guys who follow me, which is, where do I put my attention? I'm having trouble with knowing where to focus, and in a world where there are 1,000,009 options for all of us, for things to do and things to be busy with and things to work on career-wise, but also, within careers, projects and tools and media, so many things that are out there that are shiny and interesting, and we want to run along to them and try them out ourselves and dabble here, dabble there, and realizing that with all this dabbling, with all this spreading ourselves thin, and with all this trying to be the jack of all trades, we see that the results aren't panning out as we wanted them to, at least for those of us who aren't complete geniuses and are able to mix and match several things all at the same time. The fact of the matter is that the fewer things we work on, the less we become experts in. The more we focus, the more we drill down, the more energy and focus and attention we will give to any one thing, and the better the results will tend to be. So when we have the question of, I don't know where to focus, at least you guys know that the issue is clear to you. You're trying to spend your time and split your time between too many things. And yes, it is a really significant challenge, a first world challenge, regardless, but still a challenge in being able to choose and being able to make a decision on what we should be spending our time with. It's tough. There's just so many cool, juicy, shiny things that, yes, I too want to get involved with. And I know for a fact that I would live a very happy life doing 100 plus things beyond what I'm busying myself with now, which is self-development coaching and helping other people become coaches and teachers and mentors themselves. Those are the two things that I have now settled on. I spent a decade as an illustrator. I now occasionally do drawings and I dabble in some art here and there, but that's sadly not something that I can hang on to too closely anymore, because I've simply made a firm decision on something else that suits my fancy, and I've realized is a possibly a better way of spending my time, given my talents, given my interests, and everything else that I'm going to go into now to help you guys make firmer decisions. Meditate with me for a while. Okay, I know that your time is scarce, so I'll move on. How to know what to focus on. I think a lot of us get too hung up on what and don't focus enough on the why and the how. So the what is something that I think we use as an excuse to not face our fears. We say, I don't know what to focus on. I don't know whether it should be making podcasts or being a painter or being an architect or doing this career or that career, or I don't know what is right for me. And of course, nothing is right for you. There ain't no, invisible spirit that's laying out your career for you. And I'm going to say this flat out. There's probably over 100 things, if not thousands of things, you could be spending your time with, making good money from, feeling fulfilled from, changing the world with. So it's not about what. It's about understanding how to make a success of whatever it is you choose. And obviously there are going to be things that are better for you than others, and there are certain talents and innate skills that you're probably better suited for certain things. We know that. We're not stupid. And you're not stupid. So it's about committing to something, and actually, rather than focusing too much on whether one particular thing is the right thing, it's about understanding that what's more important than anything is momentum. It's deciding on something, committing to it, and feeling the pain of having to say no to the alternatives, because I have to say, now at 34, there are so many things I've had to say no to, and I've gone through the heartache of having said no to those things, and it hasn't been easy. I wanted to get into property development. I wanted to write fiction for a long time. In fact, I spent the entire previous year, up until about 5 months ago, learning about creative writing, and I've since changed my tack on that. I've wanted to be a painter, I've wanted to be an illustrator, I've wanted to go into space, I've wanted to be a property developer, I've wanted to write more books. And these things might eventually come into view later on in life, but right now I've got a pretty distinct focus. So rather than getting too hung up on what it is and what the content is, use the limited resources you have right now to figure out what is suitable to make a decision on. So it could be based on things that you have up until now in your life shown particular interest for. I wouldn't get too hung up on media and tools. I'd get more hung up on causes and subject matter. For me, it's about helping people live more fulfilling, happy, lifted up, happier, confident lives. And so in that way, it doesn't matter so much whether I'm delivering my content in the form of video or podcasts or writing. It's not about, oh, should I have become a writer? No, it's not really about that for me. It's about being able to deliver the ideas that help you guys live better lives. And so for me, the media isn't so important. Videos is just something I'm experimenting with, and it's something that I'm doing every day for a year. A new video is being released, and that's another thing that I want to come to, is that I wouldn't choose anything. So this is getting back to what decision do you make. I wouldn't choose things that you wouldn't do every day. Choose only those things that you would happily do every day. Even if they bring you a little bit of fear, you will know the things that are right for you because they will bring you a sense of aliveness either through doing them or having done them. And even if you can't do those things every day, do only those things you would do every single day. The things worth doing in life are worth doing every day. So that's quite a good indicator of what is worth doing. What else? As I said briefly earlier, do something that ideally, and this isn't going to be possible for everyone, but get involved in something that is a meaningful cause for you in some way, whatever it might be. What are you fighting for? And how can you manifest that through the work that you do, and how can you make a difference through the work that you do in whatever form? So that's going to help as well, because that's going to give you a driving, more burning, aggressive purpose behind why you choose to do things, and it'll help you stay on track. It'll help you not quit. Everything has the risk of being quitted, by the way. No matter how juicy and beautiful and easy looking it all seems, everything is a battle. Every single path you could choose is going to be a battle. So that's another thing. Understand that no matter what path you choose, it is going to be a battle of some form. Even if you choose the thing that you've loved to do for all your life, there's going to be a battle element in it. There's going to be resistance in it. So do those things that interest you, but know full well that in order to make success of it and to reach your own full potential, you're going to have to rise yourself over various obstacles as you go through that thing. So pain is part of it. You've got to embrace that suck, embrace the toughness of it, and factor that in. And I would say a lot of the reason why people have trouble with focus and knowing what to decide on is because we live in a society, unfortunately, that does not bring into our awareness often enough and intensely enough the fact that life is tough and that challenge is inevitable in whatever we do. I think we're conditioned to believe that everything is in its completed and edited format all the time, if you know what I mean. Like, we live in a Netflix world where everything is delivered on a plate, the colors are amped up, everything is edited to be perfect, and we are unaware of flaws in other people. Social media supports this as well. Like, it's like you just don't see many people making mistakes much. This is why I like to do these shaky videos occasionally. So understand that your progress, your journey is not going to look like a finished, edited piece. Your life is not edited. People's interpretation of your life, once you share it, perhaps to your grandchildren or to a state or to an audience, that will be edited, and that's what other people see. So don't take everyone's polished rendition of their own lives as at face value. Everyone you've seen who's done well has gone through absolute shite to get there, including the good bits, and the bad bits, of course, we don't see. So don't forget that as well. So obviously choosing something that is to your interest, that has repeatedly fascinated you perhaps in the past, are going to be helpful for you. Obviously things that you are willing to do every day is going to be better than something that you are unwilling to do every day. But I wouldn't even think of that. I mean, that's not even that great an idea for those of you who want to do things that stretch you. And that's another element of making good decisions. I knew this would be very rambly, but I'm trying to get out every piece of useful nugget of goodness that's going to help you with making a decision. So where was I? Look at these funny old murals behind me to change the subject. Yeah, you want to embark on a journey that's going to push you to your absolute full potential. And the thing about that is that everything you decide to do has the potential to grow your value and to expand you as far as you can go. I think if you intentionally set out to do something that is limited in some way and has a ceiling, or you don't allow yourself to grow through that ceiling, you're going to get bored from that, you're going to get frustrated, or you're going to just be overwhelmed by the fear that comes up against the ceiling. And you need to know that everything you do has to be about fulfilling your full potential and going as far as you can. So even if you decide to do something that seems seemingly easy, like maybe you've enjoyed painting all your life and now you've decided to embark as a paid painter, there are going to be other elements to that career that involve things that go beyond just sitting in your studio, hiding away from the world, painting pictures. There's going to be getting on radio programs. There's going to be getting in front of gallery owners and patrons and people who could buy your art. In order to make the best out of that career, you're going to have to embark on challenges that are not comfortable. So everything you decide to do is going to be uncomfortable in some way, if you intend to continually expand into your full potential. So, as I said, there's going to be a battle no matter what you do. So, don't get too hung up on what it is. The most important thing is that you create something that has an element of momentum in it, and be strict with yourself about what you stick with for longer periods. I dare you to stay with whatever it is you decide to do for more than a year, and ideally do, work towards whatever that project or thing is every day if you can. I think we give up too easily because we feel the fear of not performing and being judged by other people, and we also feel the discomfort of not even being seen at all. This is a problem that I don't see it as a problem, but this is something that I'm going through with my YouTube channel, for example. Ain't nobody on it, ain't nobody listening yet. But as I said, it's about the challenge that I'm going through and the progress of self-growth that committing to 365 days of videos brings about. It's all the benefits that are created for myself. And if I can attract a growing audience through that process, fantastic. I see that as an added bonus. But it's about really think in terms of how you yourself are going to grow through the journey of whatever you decide to do. And don't worry so much about if you've chosen the perfect path. It's not about that initial decision. The energy comes out of the little wins and the little successes that you do through sticking with something for more than 30 days, more than 100 days, more than 500 days. You have to be brutal. We live in a chop and change world. A swipe right, Tinder, Netflix, gone today, here today, gone tomorrow culture, and it's firmly ingrained in many of us. What we see on TV and the way society works is this sort of very fast-moving dynamic that we apply to our own decision making, and we think that everything should move quickly, and we think that we should see success quickly, overnight. It's all bullshit. You have to face the fact that we live in a very slow world with a layer of extremely fast technology laid over it, and it's all bullshit, it's all fake. It just speeds up nothing. Yes, it helps you. Social media is a fantastic tool to speed up and gain improved access to more people. That is something to take advantage of for sure, but it's weighed off, it's weighed out, it's counteracted by the fact that there's so many people involved doing it. So much competition, so many other, dweebs on Twitter, twittering away, and being seen, and it's, when's it going to stop? The cacophony will never end. It's just people one-upping each other on social media, trying to be louder, trying to do more, share more, and I'm guilty of that. My hands are up. But understand that that is all a tool to help, and no more than that. And the real success comes in the grind that happens behind the scenes, the courage taken by you to go beyond social media and to go beyond the crowd and to approach people in the real world and get on the phone and speak to people again. I think a lot of us are frustrated with the way things are with technology because they aren't delivering the results that we all hoped for. And actually the true results are going to be in those old-fashioned values and old-fashioned strategies that always have worked. Going up to strangers, talking to them, being courageous, embracing the potential to be rejected over and over again. Rejection is the only way to win. Constant rejection. And put in the hours. Understand that if you're an artist or you're a podcaster, you ain't going to see much unless you're very lucky until you've put out 100, 200, 300 hours worth of work at least. So yeah, send me any thoughts you have on what I'm chatting about here. I know that I went on a little bit longer than usual, but this is quite a rich fruit cake to break into crumbs, and it's not an easy one to answer, but effectively, if I was to simplify things and go back to what I initially said about this whole thing being very easy, make a decision. That's the hardest thing about it, and it's also the easiest thing about it. Make a decision. Cut out the rest. Focus on doing one thing, day in, day out, compounding effect, slight edge, read the books. Accumulate. Passion, energy, success, little wins, big wins, they only come through the accumulated build-up of results, through having made the warrior decision to stay with something even if 90% of it feels like shite. Okay, hope that helped, guys. Send me any feedback, ideas you've got for future chats, and would love to know your answer to the question of what is challenging you the most right now, more than anything else, in career, life in general. Write it down in the comments below. I'd love to see your biggest challenge, and maybe I can talk to that in an upcoming video. Like, subscribe. I'll see you guys soon.